you can see behind me a little bit of a different background. You can probably tell that I'm not in any kind of a regular hotel that I've been in recently. We're in Madeira. Hi, it's Craig. Welcome to Craig's Life and welcome to the breathtakingly, staggeringly beautiful island of Madeira. This is a Portuguese island. It's about 400 miles off the coast of Portugal and a similar amount off the coast of the Canary Islands. And it's somewhere that me and Daniel came to. We just wanted a break and this was a good choice. It is a spectacularly beautiful volcanic island, very green. Today is actually the 6th of April and it's actually our last day, so we're going home. So what you're about to see of the room isn't perfect, isn't as we came in, because obviously we've been here for a week and this is our last morning. It is a little bit grayer and overcast here today, but we have had some really nice days. But when you're in the middle of the Atlantic, the weather can just change like that. And earlier in the week we were in a place called Camino de Lobo. It was absolutely pouring down and within an hour there wasn't a cloud in the sky. So let's have a look at where we are. This is the Allegro Madeira hotel. This is an adults only hotel. This is actually Easter week, so Monday of this week was Easter Monday. So it's adults only, but there's not a huge amount of kids here anyway. If you're wanting to go on a beach holiday, this is not the place for you. If you are struggling with hills, this is not the place for you. There are very few beaches, and if they are black volcanic sand or they are stone. There are a lot of cliffs around here and there are a lot of hills. So if that doesn't tickle your fancy, then you might find this isn't the best choice for us. For us, we're actually already talking about coming back and booking next year. This is a holiday that we booked through Jet2holidays.com through our very good friend who also happens to be our next door neighbour, Lorraine Fellows, and all of the crew at Xpert Travel who booked and sorted all of this out for us. So for us here for 1 week, it has cost us around £1,500 for the two of us. That includes the flights out of Manchester with Jet2. It includes the transfers to and from this hotel where we are, and also it includes the hotel. So let's have a look, see what you think. Here is our room. As you can see, it is not perfect, and Daniel is just relaxing there. Say hi, Daniel. There's, well, he's a little bit camera shy. But okay, maybe he isn't. So as you can see, we have actually got a double room. It is actually two single beds pushed together. I can't quite work out if they're 2'6" or 3' beds, but they were quite comfortable. If we look just to the left here, we've got our hanging and dressing station space. Those towels, they are actually provided, the beach towels, the pink ones. We've just folded them up a little bit nicely for this video, and there is a light just up there, although there's no mirror, so if you wanted to sit there and get ready, then you wouldn't be able to because there's no mirror, but it's a good idea. We've got a little box of little local biscuits, which actually we haven't eaten, so there's we might finish those. And you've got plenty of drawers, and in the drawers you've got, here we are for example, you've got shoe horn, shoe shine, sewing kit, everything you could possibly need. Wi-Fi of course is all included and free. If I just move around the bed a little bit, directly opposite we've got our TV, and we have got a menu card of all the different TV channels that you can get. So this is multinational. We've got Portuguese, English, French, Spanish, Russian, but you don't have a huge amount of each language on there. We didn't find very many, did we?
No, but I think it's sufficient.
It's sufficient. I also tried to plug my Fire Stick in, but it wouldn't let me connect. I think it's because it's actually locked down. If we just go this way, we have tea and coffee making facilities there. We did partake of those of the first morning. There is a safe, which of course we have used. There's a mini fridge, which unfortunately didn't work, but doesn't matter, we didn't really use it, so that's not the end of the world. And looking directly here is the bathroom. You will forgive us, it's a little bit steamed up, we've just had our showers. So here we go, everything is provided. You've got vanity kit, dental kits here, hand soap, and similarly in the bathroom you've got shampoo, shower gel, conditioner. Under there you've got, this is not an iron, there it's a steamer, so you can steam your clothes as they're on the hanger. So I don't think I've ever been into a hotel and seen one of those provided. There is also a hairdryer under there as well. Okay, so if we look just behind the door, here is our shower cubicle, there is our shampoo, shower gel, conditioner. So you don't need to bring any, it's all here. You've got the rainfall shower and you've got the wand as well if you prefer. You've also got an SOS pull cord there. So because this is aimed for adults only, there are a lot of older people who do come on a holiday to Madeira as well. And I suppose if someone slips in the shower, there's an emergency pull cord for assistance. Good idea, never seen that in a hotel before. Spin around, here's one of our two balconies. And that is our other balcony, right there. And here is our view. From the bedroom, of course, here is our other balcony. A couple of chairs and a table. Now, where we are at the moment, there has been a little bit of construction work going on here, but you know what? Haven't heard a thing. We even got an email through from the travel agent just warning us there's going to be a bit of construction work. Haven't heard a thing. You do have a pool here. It's interesting, there's also a kids pool, but this is an adult only hotel. So it's all the same depth, it's about 1.5 meters deep, and you've got plenty of spaces where you can sit and sunbathe. Over there in the distance is the town of Funchal, which is the capital. So all of this area up on here, this is all part of Funchal. You can walk it, it is about 20 minutes walk, and if we walk in the opposite direction, just over that headland there's a good shopping centre called the Forum, which we have been to a few times and spent quite a large amount of money. Just down there is the Lido. So that's filled daily with seawater. As you can probably tell, I'm no longer in Madeira, so what I've done is this little section of the video I'm interjecting after I've come back. For those of you who have not been on a package holiday before, usually what happens is your travel agent, whoever it may be, will usually give you a little booklet like this, which has got all the sorts of things that you can actually go and visit whilst you're in your destination. These are just a few of the things in Madeira. And here's an example. This is the one that Jet2 provided with us from Jet2holidays. And as you can see, Windsor is their travel partner. So there's all various things on here that you can do, but it's also worth looking around because some of these things you can actually do on the island as well. For example, there is a wooden gullet boat trip here, 3 hours, €49 per person, and we did that and it was very good. We went out, we saw some dolphins swimming around the front of the boat, and we saw all of the island, south side of the island, actually from the sea. So that was really good. But actually, if we'd gone with Windsor, because this is a travel partner, obviously Jet2 pay a commission, I may have got it a little bit cheaper. Or if I'd gone to the kiosk by the harbour, I probably would have got it cheaper again. There's also another one in here, for example. It says Porto monies without lunch, €42.50. Now this is a tour up to the west and the north side of the island. We did that, but we didn't do it through Jet2. We found another company to do it with, and they were actually part of the Savoy Hotel Group, and we only paid €35. So it is actually worth looking about. The cheapest we saw for a similar tour was €29. But it's worth asking the advisors where the trips actually go, where they stop, how long do you have in each place. And it depends what you want to do, and it's worth looking through these little booklets to see, is there something along here that I'd really like to have a look at. So it depends how you want to plan your holiday. There's lots of different options open to you. Because we did the minibus tour and there were 6 of us on it and the driver was Portuguese, he gave us a little bit of history as we were going around. So I actually think for the places that we went, that was €35 each. That was pretty well spent. The other options that are available too is you can hire a car, or you can hire mopeds or bikes if you wanted to. Your mainstream car rental companies are there as well, such as Avis and Europcar and Sixt and all the rest of them, as well as lots of local and independent ones. Just double check with some of the local ones. I haven't done this myself, but I have experience in the past. Just double check, read the small print, especially when it comes to things like added extras and when it comes down to insurance. One thing you do need to bear in mind about when driving across there in Madeira is that it is, of course, left-hand drive. You're driving on the right-hand side of the road and not the left. The streets are very, very narrow and quite hilly, so you better be good at hill starts. The language, of course, is Portuguese. Although we found, with it only being an island, a lot of the people who were there were quite good with their languages. There's a lot of English and Spanish and German tourists. So there were occasions where some of the staff in restaurants or the hotel were speaking to me in English, but may have been speaking to Daniel in Spanish. It is also worth just knowing 1 or 2 phrases, and the locals would, of course, appreciate you having a go at their language. One thing that we discovered that we didn't know is not everywhere accepts card payments. So there's a lot of places, some of the smaller coffee shops and restaurants and things, they are actually cash only. We only took €400. That was sufficient. If you're a smoker and you go to the tabacaria, so a lot of those are also cash only as well. So just be aware of that. The other thing to be aware of is if you do need money, there are ATMs everywhere. They're all over. They're in bars, they're in restaurants, they're in shops, as well as being in the banks. My advice, a top tip, would be if you're going to use an ATM, use one at a bank, because all the locals and the independent ones, they probably will charge you a fee for withdrawing the money, and you won't get as good an exchange rate. So use the ones attached to the banks. The other thing is if you're paying by card, top tip again, is always pay in local currency. You get a better rate. Even the banks will tell you to do that, as well as your travel agents and your apps will always say pay in local currency. Well, that's a little bit about some of the things that you can do. That's enough of me talking. Let's go back to me in Madeira. So now you've seen the hotel, what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to intersperse with some images of the places where we have been whilst we have been on the island. So stick around for that, and you'll be able to have a look and see for yourself some of the things that we have seen and how much we actually liked it here. If you look at this hotel from the outside, it's a grey colour with these blue and white tiles. Behind there are other colours of buildings. In front we've got nice creams, we've got greens. This is a rather dull looking building from the outside, but who cares what the outside looks like if everything on the inside is good. Everything we could think of is catered for here. You've got 3 choices of accommodation that you can have here. The rooms are pretty much the same. I think there is also one which is a junior suite which has got a little sofa bed in it as well, but we specifically booked a sea view room. We're on the 6th floor, and that view you've just seen, that is the view that we paid for. There are others which you might have a view, as you can see from these ones here. You don't quite get the same view. You will get a sea view, but not the full 180 degree panorama that we've had here. Plus you get the sun all day on this balcony, absolutely all day. Not that we'll be here all day, we'll be out and about. So the 3 options you've got bed and breakfast, you've got half board, and you've got full board. So we just went for bed and breakfast. We've had breakfast most mornings. Full board, of course, will be bed, breakfast, evening meal and lunch, and half board, of course, is just bed, breakfast, evening meal. We didn't want those because we wanted to explore and eat out. Now it's time to give this hotel a score. We've already said we want to come back. Daniel's already given me his score. I don't know if you heard that. He just shouted from the inside. We're both giving this a hotel score of 5 on my scale. Of course, 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. We are a little bit sad to be going home. It is a bit cloudy today. Yesterday was very windy and very rainy, and some of the planes, quite a lot of the planes, were actually diverted, but they all flew in a little bit later in the evening. So if you come a little bit earlier in the year and it is a little bit stormy, that is something you need to be aware of. But also, if you're afraid of flying, you do end up with the top pilots, because it is quite windy on the approach for the landing. The top pilots usually fly in here. So we actually had a very dishy captain and co-pilot, we noticed, on the plane as well, didn't we? Okay, yeah, well, yeah, you know, it's bad of us really, but yeah. Anyway, so there we are. This is a sarcastic remark here. Say hello, Daniel. Yeah.
Hello.
So that's Daniel's contribution to the video. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So here we are. This is the Allegro Madeira hotel, which is just a few miles outside of the centre of Funchal, here on the beautiful island of Madeira. I'm now going to put on some pictures of some of the places we've been so you can see those and see what you think. And also, once again, a huge shout out to our very good friend Lorraine Fellows and everybody at Xpert Travel and Jet2.com and Jet2holidays.com, who, by the way, are not sponsoring this video. I'm not getting paid for it, but other holiday tours are available at similar prices all the way across the UK. Until next time, bye!